Still got a little bit left to go, and I'm already sweating. Take my time, do a little bit of work on one of the trails. I think sometimes when you do a lot of digging as well, that sometimes it's so easy to get drawn into it, where you kind of sacrifice riding then. Now I'm in a different situation right now where I can't ride. As far as the injury goes now, I'm still plastered up. The two bones in the forearm, the radius and the ulnar, they're both still in place. I think because of it being so close to the wrist joint there, they want to make sure that it holds in place, and at the same time as well I've got to be very mindful of that as well. I wouldn't say like the pain has been as bad as previous injuries of mine. The biggest thing has really been the head injury after it. A couple of days afterwards I felt kind of very up and down with moods, almost like in a bit of a loop of time, and just feeling like thinking about something but then not being able to get away from that thought. But it's feeling a lot better now, and I think that's something that definitely has to be respected. It's that unknown, isn't it? That because of you can't see that injury, that wound is there. Yeah, that definitely did make me very aware of not only wearing a full face helmet, but if you do have any head impacts then as well, of giving enough rest afterwards, being mindful of it. You definitely don't want to take a chance with and black out or have any issues afterwards where you try and ride and yeah, cause yourself an even more serious issue. Stillborn project here, so this is something that's gonna be continued sometime in future. Never get tired of that view. Something I get asked a lot as well, how do you begin a trail? And I think like anything, it's just an idea that you get that kind of just grows, and I think the more that you develop that idea, but at the same time then trying to be realistic with what it is that you're trying to achieve, because I mean this has all been built using recycled materials. Everything has been scavenged and used and tried to be used in the best way possible, and even then you afterwards you kind of think, what could you have done better? I spent a lot of time working on golf courses as well, and it being really a very serious game. I think like mountain biking is the complete opposite, which gives you liberates you to be free and express yourself in a lot more ways, whereas like I find with golf that it was always about really trying to not to kind of do anything too outlandish because of the rules of the game and things like that. So I think that's why mountain biking is it's quite liberating, because you're able to free your mind and express yourself whichever way it is. This was always my favourite section here, coming in off the top and being able to boost down before you go to the next corner there. Just been giving it a rake through. It's not too bad really in places. You just take it steady. I've got to be mindful of the limitations that I've got right now, but any little things, like even like little stones here, but just getting those out and just smoothing off a few little bits here and there, and it's all progress then. I'm starting to find now that because I'm only able to grip with one hand on either the mattock or the shovel, that my right hand is starting to get sore, and I am starting to get some feelings like if I carry on I'm going to get some blisters. So I'm just done a little bit here, smoothing that off. There was some stones. This section here is always bad for breaking bumps because of after the first jump there. There's a lot of hard braking you need ready for this tight left hander. All improvement. That's all you really can try and do. And then all I've done now, I've just given this area just a rake out really. It just makes it look a little bit neater then. I've gone as far as the step down, and that's about it. Christ, that took a lot off. I can remember this took a load of dirt. I mean, originally it was just that branch there, and I thought it was going to be a jump at one point, but and this is where Ginger Monkey started. This is where I started building the trail from here. I didn't do anything to the top part. I started here, worked down to the berm, and then the gap jump there. I had problems here because I was trying to do a step up jump, which ended up I had to completely take it apart, start again, because I was spending ages just trying to get it to work, and every time I think I'd sort it, it would just end up being worse than before. Eventually then I did away with that, just put a gap jump there, worked my way down to the bottom, and I think it was as I was like kind of finishing the bottom, that's when I went back up to the top then and decided on putting a jump at the start then to link in with this. And I can remember trying a few lines out while I was building this to get an idea. And then what I did then was kind of like the ideas I'd come up with, just testing you, I used them then when I went up top and built the jump there. So it would be cool, like if you could kind of blend all of these into like one trail. That would be, excuse me, that would just be like the dream. If like you could have like Blueprint into Ginger Monkey into Pinhead, like, and just have it as one continuous run. I think that would be like my idea of Nirvana for building anyway. I think that's the nice thing with building stuff, like every time you just come back to it and see something a bit different. Even now as the trail's wearing in, you're able to like look at different things and think, oh, that might be an idea of something you can tweak then. This is another thing that's really bizarre, because every time I've come up digging, I always like to have a bike with me so you can test what you're doing and you're able to like validate what you're doing as well. So if it's no good, you can kind of think, okay, well, I won't try that again. Yeah, I think that's a bit better now anyway. I think I'm going to leave it at that. That's been enjoyable, just to have a couple of hours fresh air, a little bit of tidying up, which doesn't take much, but it does make a little bit of a difference. I'll put footage of showing just a few of the sections, what they look like now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.